So let's speak with our guest who joins us live from our Abuja studio, Mrs. Zainab Maina, former Minister of Women Affairs and member of the PDP Board of Trustees. Great to have you on the program, madam. Now, well, the women have stated their case, and I believe that you're on the same page on this one. I know that you've held prominent positions both within the PDP and outside the PDP. You have championed causes for women. But let's backtrack a little bit before we get into the intricacies of the PDP. Why is it important to have women first in party leadership positions and by extension in governance?
Well, first and foremost, I want us to know that there is no country in the world that develops without the contribution of its women folk. Women are very resourceful, very educated, and whatever they choose to do in which area, they always go out of their way to give the best. In politics, mostly women are the ones that go out to canvass for votes more than their men folk. So, and also when it comes to, even in whichever area, women are the ones that bring up children at home. They are the ones that train their children. And when it comes to policy making, if women are not given the chance, it means most of the policies will not favor women. So we are feeling, even not only in politics, in whatever we do, women contribute and do their best. Coming to politics, like I said, they are the ones that go out to canvass for votes, and they do it on the day of election or voting. Women come out in their great number with their children, youths, to go out and contest election. And cast their votes. After winning election, when it comes to, despite their hard work, when it comes to appointment into policy-making position or even at party level, women are always sidelined. They are always sidelined. They are not given opportunity. It is that time that we will feel, oh, she's a woman. Now, how do you expect policies favorable to women to be implemented if there are no women there? It will not be implemented because women are not in the policy-making position. When it comes to party executive, women are not given opportunity. For example, there's only one position that we put our eye on, the deputy national chairman. Only one woman. There are two deputy national chair. Only one woman showed interest, and they are fighting left, right, and center. It's not as if the woman is not qualified, because they are, some of them, the women in PDP now are founding members of the party, like so, the men.
You have ruled out
mothers of the party.
So you have reeled out the CV, as it were, of women, how important their role is, not just in the homes, but in governance as well, what they bring to the table. You have been in the PDP for long. You know how this works. And one wonders, just what are the reasons? Why is it so hard to ensure the affirmative action? We'll still get into that section in your constitution. That's the party constitution. In fact, let me just read that out. In chapter 1, section 6 sub 7 of the PDP's constitution, it says, in nomination for party offices, at least 35% shall be allocated to women. So this is clearly written in your party's constitution. Right. So why is it hard for that to be translated into real life?
Well, because the men do not allow it to happen. They always find a way of scheming the women out. And it's not as if the women are not capable. Women are really capable. All of us are in this same party together. Some of us even contributed more than men. But when it comes to appointment or policy at the party level, if a woman comes out to show interest, the men will say, oh, she's a woman, oh, she cannot hold this position because she is a woman, she can't do it. But for goodness sake, we've been going to the same school, we have the same brain with this man, and sometimes when you even go to school, you find that women are even more brilliant than some of them. But when it comes to policy making or even appointment is even better. Like, you know, when it comes to appointing women as ministers or head of parastatals, some of our former presidents, they have showed, led by example. During the time of Obasanjo, he had so many women as ministers, and he had so many women as heads of parastatals. During the time of His Excellency President Goodluck Jonathan, had many women in his cabinet, and many women that are very, very brilliant, that are even now working at the United Nations level because he got the best. And they were the best, and they are still the best, even at the international level he had. But when it comes to that, I cannot see any reason why when it comes to party positions, like say National Working Committee or even at state, you only have lone voice. That lone voice is only a woman leader. Well, amongst, what can she do among 23 men?
So don't you think that is, so don't you think that, don't you think that that itself, I mean, having a position of women leader, I mean, you don't have a position of men leader, for example. So don't you think that alone itself relegates the women in some sense when it comes to aspiring for party leadership?
That is why we are agitating that if really 35% affirmative action is implemented, we have to have more than 1 or 2 women. We must have more than 1 or 2 women in the National Working Committee. So every position, a woman can be a secretary, a woman can be an auditor, because you have women professionals. If we are saying, okay, she has to be a professional, we have many women accountants. We have many women lawyers who can become legal advisors. And we have many experienced women, matured women, who can even become chairman of the party.
Incidentally,
but we have not even gone to that level.
Incidentally, a woman is vying for the position of the national auditor of the party. But first, of the national auditor, I mean, there are 5 women essentially that are vying for offices. But we'll get into that one. But first, in view of the fact that this is enshrined in the PDP constitution to have 35%, do you agree then that your party has been sort of breaking its own law by not allowing that to come to fruition?
I agree. That is why we are agitating. That is why this time around we said it's unacceptable. It's totally unacceptable. We are going to be there, and we'll make sure that we go to elections, and then we win the elections.
So and looking
if
at
by any chance,
you can land on that, please. Go ahead. You can land on that. Pardon me.
If by any chance somebody try to stop us, we will not accept it. This time around, we are going to thrash it out. We have been very, very respectful. We have been very obedient. No woman would disrespect any man, because we are partners in progress. We respect each other. It's mutual respect amongst the men and women in PDP. There is that mutual respect. But when it comes to, we only have differences when it comes to elections, when a woman comes out to vie for position. So I can't see any reason why we should be following them every time, doing what, cooperating, working for the party's development. But when we show any interest that we want to contest for any election, then we will be relegated at the background. So many reasons will come out. Oh, she's a woman. She's a woman. Is woman not a human being? Are we not mothers? For goodness
big questions
sake,
you ask.
We are mothers, and we mold the children. Yes.
So let me get this right. So there's
we bring up our children.
Right.
Some of the women even train their children. They are boys. They are children. Most of our children have gone to school, are very well educated. I mean, women are the first teachers of the children. A man or a woman, his first teacher is his mother.
You know,
So
I wish you would just
and
bring
mold
up some of these points to the NWC. I mean, telling them, for example, that, I mean, some of you were raised by women, in fact, if not most of you. But let's talk about the two sides to this point.
I can bring out this in front of anybody. We have been doing that. We have been doing that. This time around, we are not shying away. We are asking for our right. We are agitating seriously for that 35% affirmative action that is enshrined in the constitution of the party, not only in the constitution of the party, even in the constitution of Nigeria. It is there. It is there. I know it because I know when I was president, LCWS, I know we'll be agitating for the 35%, and in the party level, we have been agitating for the 40%. As a Minister of Women Affairs, we have done that.
Let me see if I can put this in.
Agitating for it.
Right. It looks like the women in the PDP are ready for a showdown with the leadership. But when you look at the number of, aspirants gunning for the positions, the leadership positions ahead of the York Convention, you realize that among the 33 NWC contestants, 5 of them are women, only 5, and that's 15%. So as it stands, only 5 women are even coming out in the first place to say we want to vie for these positions. So on the one hand, you say the party, the men do not allow women. I mean, the PDP men do not allow the women. But then what about the women? How much are they showing up? How much are they stepping up and saying, you know what, if we have 35%, rather than have 5, how about we have 15 out of the 33 or even more to ensure that we contest for this? What is stopping women from stepping up themselves?
If you look at the past, in the past, not as many as even 5 came out. We were very careful to choose the best. And now that is even 5, I don't think it is, for me, like in the number of this, the number of people contesting in various positions compared with 5 and the other number of the men, you may think it is small. But you look at the position we are vying for, and you look at how long it has been that women did not have the courage to come out and contest for elections. But now that we have solid women whom we know are very, very capable, have come out to show interest, that is why. And we are not ready for showdown as such. We are ready to ask for our right, and we demand to get our right. And since we are in this party together and nobody led anybody to go and, you know, persuade you to come and to go and register in the political party, we all went willingly and become party members. And most of us have been there since the beginning of the party. That is why most of these women are founding members of the party.
Right.
Like me, I'm a member of board of trustees.
Of course. I don't know if I can...
Many of us are members of board of trustees.
Right.
So
let me see if I can...
The level...
Right.
Listen, if you can reach the level of board of trustees, you must have been in the party for a long time.
Well, Madam...
And they must have worked for the party to reach that level.
Quite important points you have raised. I mean, I would even push it forward by saying, why not ask for a female presidential candidate for the People's Democratic Party? But hey, it's not my work to do. But Mrs. Zainab Maina, former Minister of Women Affairs and a member of the PDP Board of Trustees, would like to thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us on the program. And we wish the women in the PDP and Nigeria at large all the best in governance and politics.
Excuse me, let me tell you. When you sarcastically tell me that why women can't vie for president, maybe you don't know. There was a time some women came out to contest for presidential election, like Sarah Jibrin, and so on and so forth. Nothing stopped us.
I understand,
but we do it
but first,
gradually.
that was not sarcasm. That was me. That was not sarcasm, madam. That was me pitching my tent with you. But apparently, you're not accepting my support. But we'd like to thank you so much again for sharing your thoughts with us on the program. Thank you indeed.
You are welcome. Thank you.
Well, we'll take a break now. And when we return, we'll hear another perspective to this. Don't forget, there are always 2 sides to a coin. So stay with us.